Welcome to Challenge 5. This is a challenge presented by KBR on web scraping. The project team for this was Thomas Fick, Paul Church, Moses Mwindwa, Owen Evely, William Shepperson, and myself, Ted Stevenson. Our challenge was to scrape targeted websites from companies of interest, summarize the articles, and send the relevant articles by email to consultants based on the desired preferences. This used a Python script to extract the website information, format, clean the data, and then apply a keyword search on the data to find the category of which the article belonged to. GPT-3 was then used to summarize the description of the article, and then the final output, including the link, title, and description of the article, is emailed to the relevant consultant using Power Automate, based on a form filled out by the consultant prior. We will now talk you through the steps in detail to show what we have achieved.
We had a list of 20 target websites to investigate. These websites were targeted as they represent information sources for KBR consultants, and they range from private companies to government-funded organisations.
Part 1 of our solution involved a main Python script to run the functions that were stored as separate scripts within our file hierarchy. The first script was our web scraping function. We used Beautiful Soup to scrape and store target articles on the websites of interest. From then, we had a second script to clean the data. This meant we could store it and process it in the desired format that we needed to go forward. Our third script was to utilize GPT-3. This is a natural languaging processing tool. We use this to summarize the articles into easily digestible snippets, as opposed to the large, unstructured data formats that we had prior to this. Our fourth script was to merge the list of consultants and their topic preferences with the summary articles that we were then emailing out. Our main Python script ran all of these scripts to output a single Excel file that would feed the Power Automate model.
The Excel spreadsheet is picked up in Power Automate and a scheduled email sent to each user. You can see 5 article summaries are sent with links to the original article also provided. At the top of the email is a link to a form where the users can specify the keywords relevant to them. Another Power Flow adds the responses to a master document. It takes previous responses and either updates or appends a new record, meaning the users can continuously update their. Despite the difficulty of scraping data from such a number of different sources and providing automated customization, we believe that we have largely met the challenge that was set out by creating a clean and well-structured Python code and integrating user customization, which means the automated emails can be made relevant to each user. With large parts of the solution already automated, we believe that it could be quickly productionized into a working environment. However, there is further work required to ensure that the articles being distributed are fully up to date, to ensure that the keyword customization is captured in the automated emails, and we'd also like to make the code more flexible to allow more or less articles to be sent each week. Further improvements and next steps will be covered in our question responses. Thank you.
Currently, the script uses a brute force method where the code is not generalized for individual websites. We investigated ways to make the Python script more general using a dictionary, but all the ways we looked at it came to the same result. All the websites are built uniquely and present different challenges to acquiring the articles from the website. We're able to gather all the articles from the website destination without much trouble, but when scaling, a unique script will be needed to be written for each web scraping action. From this point, the data cleaning and formatting can be generalized to make the solution more robust from this point onwards.
Currently, we have a single Python script that needs to be run in order to retrieve the results and data needed to feed into the Power Automate, which is then distributed to the emails. This is currently manual. However, we should be able to host this using Azure DevOps to run at specific weekly intervals that run this Python script. We may also be able to use open source frameworks such as Apache Airflow to schedule these events. This may be more worthwhile as the tool lends itself very well to almost any data automation that needs to take place.
To create better article summaries, we would need to improve text summarization. We had very little time to tune the parameters within Python that we sent to the OpenAI package. By exploring and testing the tool more broadly, we would be able to provide better text summaries for our articles. There are a number of open source tools that may be better suited to this application, especially given that the task is in a specific area of the industry. By having more granular access, it may be easier to fine-tune the tool to our needs. Finally, it would be worth looking at OpenAI's competitors and exploring whether there is a tool out there in the market that is better suited to us and our application.